company that's built off design. We're a company that essentially sells what we do by saying that we're going to represent your company with its branding message, its branding scheme, in a way that's going to increase your sales and professionalism. So we kind of took it upon ourselves to take ourselves to the next level.
Why did you choose West Lafayette for your place of business?
Lafayette, West Lafayette economy is a phenomenal economy. It's seeing very atypical results for the nation as far as growth, job increase, things of that nature. Being a Purdue grad, I just fell in love with the area. I really love Lafayette, so it's just a natural fit. Jared Mathis is my business partner. He is pretty much in charge of all manufacturing installation. That's where his skills really shine. So this is kind of his place. This is where he rides, or this is where he does a lot of his work for whatever.
How do you find most of your business? Is it through you search, or is it through your actual signs that come back to you? It's kind of a win-win situation there.
That's a really great question. What we found is that the Lafayette economy is that of a big city, so we have a lot of big commerce here, but people still operate on a small town basis, so it's a lot of relational. I can come in and tell you that I'll give everything to you for a year for free, and you'll still not sign with me until you know me. And so what we've actually done is we spend a lot of money and a lot of time developing relationships. So we spend money on things like joining networking groups. Jared affords me a lot of time to go out, have lunch with people, spend time in other people's businesses, learning what they do and why they do it. And what that does is that helps them see that I care more than just about their paycheck. I care about their business. Our goal is that every customer that uses our products sees an increase in business, sees an increase in profitability, because that's what we believe our products do.
Like, I know the actual answers, and I know how your professor wants me to answer these. What we did is we just evaluated a bunch of different options. Where we got those options, we actually looked at franchises. Franchises are a good opportunity for some people, not me. And so what we did is we actually looked at franchises just to get an idea of how other franchises were making money. So that's what led us to a signed franchise. And then when we realized that Jared's strengths and unique gifts paired with mine were actually made us a really great team for a sign child. And then we realized that the franchise wanted like $300 grand for the franchise, and we were positive that we could start a sign shop for less than that. So. No, I did not write one. I did not write a business plan. However, the things that are in the business plan, we absolutely strategized on. We wrote down, we planned out. I'm sure if you threw all of our documentation, all of our brainstorming, all of our fact-finding, if you threw that all into a file, you could call it a de facto business plan. They're such a joke. In this particular market, in this particular industry, a financial projection is laughable at best, because I don't know. I literally could come in and I could work my tail off for 12 months and not make one sale. I could not make one sale. $0 was our projection. And then the sky's the limit. With our digital capabilities, we could land one of 100 digital contracts in the city right now, and we could have done over $500,000 our first year. So it's such a broad, what are we going to do? So kind of where we set our goal was when we started kind of putting our overhead together, what our rent was going to be, what our possible payroll was going to be. And then we also talked to several sign shops throughout the nation and found out what their first years brought. And we actually found out there was a consensus of them that made 80 grand in revenue their first year, $80,000. And so we just set that as the goal. If that's what most of them hit, then let's try it. I'm incredibly blessed to have a dad that believes in me. There's a lot of things that you just don't think about. Things like merchant processing. Like, how many of you, when you were thinking about opening a business, how many of you actually thought, how am I going to get paid? How are people going to give me money?
Well, I mean, most people, the 30-day period is like how things work. So 30 to 60.
Depending on what kind of shop you open.
Yeah.
When you open a custom shop like mine, where everything that rolls out the door is custom, nobody gets terms. Everybody pays if a finished product goes out. So small stuff like that you just don't think about. Because we think about good things like insurance. We think about good things like location. We think about good things like initial marketing plans. But you don't think about things, the small details. So we got burnt with the merchant processing. I totally would do that different. I would have spent just a touch more time researching what actual marketing plans work here. In Lafayette, we had a huge war chest to do marketing. We were going to do tons of TV, tons of radio, and we dedicated a lot of money towards that. And we ended up not using any of it for that because we just found out that referral groups, networking, just did the trick. Relationships. What we did is I just focused 6 months of just 12 to 15 hours a week of just building relationships. Building relationships by calling and getting lunches with people, calling and just going in and talking to people. Those types of things just build relationships. And you start small. I remember we used to get excited when we would get calls for 5-yard signs. We're talking a $200 sale. And we did those with enough consistency, enough quality that people started calling us for the $15,000 job. The fleet, of 10 trucks to route. That represents about $50,000 in revenue. Those types of contracts have come through diligence in building the relationships and then doing the small stuff right. So, biggest challenge. Growth. Success is difficult. It's a great problem to have. We doubled our revenue goal for the first year, and we're crushing it this year. I mean, just crushing it. We're getting ready to add 2 employees. We added a second location. The growth is difficult. Cash is always at a premium. You're tempted to do things like take debt on. And what you find is a lot of businesses fail from being over leveraged. So you work hard to grow as fast as you can, as well as you can, for as cheap as you can. The adage that it takes money to make money is so true. One of the best things my Purdue professors ever told me was that businesses fail because of bad decisions, not bad products. And I think that a lot of companies come into the market and they come on to doing business, and they feel that they're superior in their services and products, and they haven't taken any time to actually see if that's true. And so, and also the amount of commitment it takes. Because look, if you start a business and the best thing possible happens, which is you get a bunch of customers, you're going to work an 80-hour week. And if you don't work an 80-hour week, you're going to let everybody down, and those customers are never going to come back. Yeah. And so the choice is, do I work 80-hour weeks for the next however many years to build a company or not? And unfortunately, a lot of people that are really good at baking cupcakes and think they can make a business out of it aren't willing to bake all night to be